Hi everyone, I'm Daniel. Welcome to my channel. Today, I will be talking about the origin of Allah. Yes, I said Allah never dies. How am I relating Allah to Allah? Let me show you. Before Muhammad came with new religion, Islam, people were already worshipping God or gods. There were so many to choose from. Judaism, Christianity, both Trinitarian and Unitarian, Buddhism, pagans, and so many others. Kaaba in old Arabia it's there's Kaaba. Kaaba means house, a house to worship, a house to worship with 360 statues of gods around it. It was most likely for travelers. So they come or they pass by, they stop, they pray to their god, whichever it is, and then go again. And Ilah means God. It is a generic word for God in Arabic. When I started learning about Islam and talking with Muslims, I thought Allah is short for Al Ilah, which means the God. But now I realized I was wrong. The answer is just in front of me and I missed it. Muhammad did not get Allah from Al Ilah. Muhammad got the name from Allat, one of the three goddesses some people in Makkah used to worship. The name of Allat is mentioned in Surah Al-Najm, verse 19 to 20. So have you considered Allat and Al-Uzza and Manat, the third and the other? Allat is goddess of war, peace, and prosperity. I will show you the proof that it is Allat Muslims worship without knowing. They don't even know. I will show you the proof. Start with the pronunciation in Arabic or transliteration. For example, Ummat, which means nation, is also Ummah. Jumat, which means Friday, is also Al-Jumah or Al-Jumah or Jumah. Zakat means charity. It's also zakah. Ayat means verse. Is also ayah. Kiblat is kiblah. Manat is also manah. Words with T as the last letter sometimes can end with an H sound, which have the same meaning. Can you see where I go with this? Allat is also Allah. And I will show you more proofs. Remember the name of the three goddesses, Allat, Al-Uzza, and Manat? They are all sisters. They were among the main deities in northern Arabia and Hijaz. Remember, I mentioned Allah is the goddess of peace, war, and prosperity. In the old days, prosperity is linked with the amount of the children you have. In the old days, people believed the more children you have, the more prosperous you will be. So prosperity will have to start with fertility. Allat is goddess of war, peace, combat, and prosperity. So Manat is goddess of faith and fortune, time, death, and destiny. Al-Uzza is goddess of might, protection, and love. As you can see, the three of them, not only sisters, but they are supposed to be or must be worshipped together because they are all related to each other, not only as deities, but as functions. Now, I will jump to Hajar Aswad for a little bit, or black stone, attached to the east corner of Kaaba. During Hajj, Muslims do tawaf, or circling it, and try to kiss it, like their Prophet Muhammad. You can see the frame that holds it, resembling female genitalia. You can check, you can Google it. It looks like a female genitalia. This is because they worship the goddess of fertility, Allat. We can read it from Hadith that the pagans used to do tawaf as part of the ritual to worship the goddess of fertility. Shahih al-Bukhari, number 369, narrated Abu Hurairah. On the day of Nahar, when Abu Bakr was a leader of the pilgrim in that Hajj, Abu Bakr sent me along with other announcers to Mina to make a public announcement. No, no pagan is allowed to perform Hajj after this year, and no naked person is allowed to perform the tawaf around the Kaaba. Then Allah's messenger sent Ali to read out Surat Bara or Al-Tawbah to people. And he made the announcement along with us on the day of Nahar in Mina. No pagan is allowed to perform Hajj after this year, and no naked person is allowed to perform the tawaf around the Kaaba. During Hajj, Muslims also perform another ritual, throwing 7 pebbles at a wall called Jamarat. How many Jamarats there? 3 Jamarats. Have you seen how Jamarats look like? Another female genitalia. In the old days, the wall was round and only one of them. Now, 3 of them, and it's more oval. Muslims are required to throw 7 stones at the wall that represent the devil. Why 7 stones? Islam is a mix of Judaism, Christianity, and paganism. In Christianity, number 7 represents perfection. God rests on the 7th day. Genesis 2, verse 2. By the 7th day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the 7th day, he rested from all his work. Muslims are required to do tawaf and circling the Kaaba 7 times. Why 7? Again, perfection. Revelation 1, verse 20. The mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand and the 7 golden lampstands is this. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches, and also 7 spirits of God. Revelation 4, verse 5. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. So now the Muslims, Islam, mix everything from everywhere. That's why the myth from a bishop in Syria about 7 sleepers ended up in Quran. But now we go back to the other number that is significant in Islam, which is 3. A lot of things are done in 3 in Islam, or at least Muhammad seemed to be, he was obsessed with the number 3. For example, I will give you Shahih al-Bukhari number 95, narrated Anas. Whenever the Prophet spoke a sentence, he used to repeat it 3 times so that the people could understand it properly from him. And whenever he asked permission to enter, he knocked the door 3 times with greetings. So Muhammad was kind of like, Sheldon, if you watch the show. Anyway, he was obsessed with 3 things. Number 3. It was not for the people to understand. He could have asked them if he understood or not. If he understood, okay. If they didn't, then he could have told them again. But he repeated 3 times. Now, he repeated his wish 3 times because that way his prayer will be heard by all 3 deities. The deities will hear him: Alat, Al-Uzza, and Manat. Muslims are often say the dua or supplication 3 times. Has anyone ever noticed what is inside Kaaba? There are 3 pillars inside Kaaba. 3, not 2, not 4, but 3 pillars. What an odd number. It is because, in my opinion, 3 pillars, 1 pillar is for Alat, 1 for Al-Uzza, and the other one is for Manat. Muslims are actually bowing down to the pillars inside the Kaaba. The Qibla is not about anything else, not about unity, not about test from Allah, but it's about bowing down to the three pillars and the stone. This, I'm not just making up accusation, but this from what I read, from their own hadith, from everything. Something to think about. That's all from me for today. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you all.